Hey guys, AC here. Welcome to my channel Smells Good. Summer is on us, and in a lot of countries, this is soon going to be monsoon time. So I wanted to do a review of a list of fragrances and rank them by their longevity. Uh, and fragrances should perform well in high heat and high humidity. So I thought I'll create a list of 10 fragrances. Now, this list will have fragrances which are normally not there in other lists that you might have seen. But that doesn't mean they don't work. For example, this list doesn't have Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage or Abercrombie and Fitch, First Instinct, or any of the Bulgari Aqua. They all work in hot weather. But those are the fragrances that I have not included in this list because I wanted to create a list which has some more options for you. So here we go. So guys, let's start this list with an absolutely incredible fragrance. Um, Chanel's Pour Monsieur. This is an EDT. It's an absolutely fabulous fragrance. It was released back in 1955 and it was reformulated I think in the 80s. It still smells amazing. I haven't smelled the vintage, but I can tell you one thing: it smells awesome, and it would be incredible for hot weather or humid weather. The reason I'm saying so is it doesn't sort of disintegrate in high humidity. Yeah, how it starts off is with a fresh blast of lemon, neroli, and petitgrain. Petitgrain is basically oil or fragrance coming out of tender leaves and branches of an orange tree. Neroli, as you know, is the oil which comes out of the flowers of the orange tree, or better known as orange blossom oil, which is known as neroli. The middle has a very slight hint of cardamom, and the base has got a beautiful cedar, slight moss or oak moss, and vetiver. This fragrance lasts you at least 6 hours, at least. It does project very well for the first 1 hour or so. And this fragrance is a funny one because it keeps coming back at you. For example, you might not smell it after about 2 or 3 hours, but again you might start smelling it after about 3 hours. It's got that tendency, sort of a boomerang type fragrance. Lovely for dress down, dress up, office. It's a beautiful fragrance. Next in line is another very high quality fragrance, Lorenzo Villoresi, and the name of the fragrance is Aqua di Colonia. I've done a full review of this fragrance. If you're interested, you can check out my channel, older videos. This fragrance, guys, what can I say? It's really high quality. I mean, if you smell this fragrance, it might remind you of the quality of, let's say, a Creed or an Amouage, the fresh Amouage seal. You know, the quality, I'm not saying it smells like the seal man. It's just so high quality. It opens up with bergamot, lemon, and petitgrain. So the difference between Pour Monsieur and this is the bergamot note. In the middle, there's a beautiful note of neroli. Yeah, so nicely done that it reminded me. I highly regard Check and Speak's 88. It's got one of the best nerolis in there, but this one, in fact, I've got it on my right wrist and I'm just smelling it, and all you get is a beautiful neroli, slight hint of sage and clove in the middle. The dry down is very slightly musky, with a nicely done rosemary to give it that manly, very nice manly summer scent. It lasts good 6 to 8 hours. Under your shirt, this will last you all day. I've had instances when this has lasted me 24 hours under my shirt. Tells you about the very high quality of ingredients. Next on my list is a fragrance which I've recently done a full review of. Un Jardin solennel. This is by Hermes. It's an absolutely stunning scent because it's very, very unique. The reason it is unique is it uses a note of green mango. Yeah, this particular fragrance is trying to recreate a garden on the river Nile. That's what Un Jardin solennel translates to by Hermes. And what a nice job they have done with this fragrance. So classy, so green, so fresh. It starts off with a green mango note and a grapefruit note. Absolutely zesty, fresh. In the middle, there's a note of calamus, which reminds you of these weeds that grow by the riverside. If you've ever sat by the river in the evening, you will smell this little sort of a vegetation which smells like a vegetable. There is no oceanic note here. The base has got frankincense and sycamore. I don't get it. All I get is a lovely, lovely green mango grapefruit note with some vegetal notes in the middle. Terrific fragrance. It's not very cheap. All these fragrances, all these three fragrances are not cheap, but I tell you, they're amazing for summer and high humidity, high heat situations. Next on my list is another unique fragrance. It uses the note of wormwood. It's called Assenzio Absynthium. It uses the note of wormwood along with other green notes and lemon or citrus notes, but what stands out is the use of wormwood. It also uses angelica flowers. It's a fresh, zesty green scent. Amazing projection. People will smell you. If you put it on your shirt, you are easily going to be smelled by everybody around you. Terrific longevity. I'm thinking 8 to 10 hours on your shirt, on under your skin. You will be smelled. Doesn't disintegrate with heat. Unique fragrance because of all these fragrances. This is the only fragrance which has wormwood right at the top. Very zesty, very fresh. Next on my list, an absolute hit with me. I love this fragrance. Mancera's Cedrat Bois. Now, I think a lot of people compare this to Aventus. The Aventus opening is there, but it's gone within the first 30 minutes. So, what you get? You get a nice lemon, very nice bergamot, and very nice blackcurrant. So, you can see that at the top, this is a bit what you call balsamic. In the in the middle and the base, you have plenty of woods here. A very nice note of cedar along with sandalwood. It creates an impression of a fantastic fruity, floral, woody scent. Very unique, lovely fragrance, lovely longevity, does not disintegrate in high heat. This is an amazing fragrance, quite expensive, but you get about 6 to 8 hours of longevity. It's very fashionable, very, very nice. All age groups can wear this. Okay, so next on my list. Now this one I've reviewed recently. I've done a full review. You can check out the review. It's a classic. Guerlain's Habit Rouge. Plenty and plenty of citrus blast at the top. In the middle, you have a very nicely done rose. And at the end, this fragrance smells like a very posh barbershop fragrance with a hint of leather. I love this fragrance. This is actually not suitable for people under the age of 35, but it's such a high quality fragrance. This is an EDT. Remember, the EDP smells completely different to the EDT. So you got to remember that one. Why I say that, guys, is because this is a classic aromatic fougere. It was released back in 1965, so it has some sort of what you call old school feel to it. But I wouldn't call this a dated fragrance. Yeah, as I said, the starting is amazingly zesty. It's got lemon, bergamot, and it's got a little hint of basil with pimento and rosewood. The middle is where it starts to shine. This fragrance really shines after 30-35 minutes because it's got sandalwood, a very nice rose, yeah, very nice, but it stays in the back. And the final dry down is where you get this vanilla, leather and moss. Old school, but not dated. Beautiful, very elegant, formal, summer high heat fragrance. Try this. You will not regret it at all. So next on the list is a very versatile, all age groups, all types of scenarios. It has to be high heat though, because this thing shines in high heat. Absolutely beautiful vetiver based fragrance. This is the first vetiver based fragrance in this list. I think it's the only vetiver based fragrance. Starts off with a very zesty lemony grapefruit and bergamot. Fresh, beautiful. In the middle there's a nice note of lavender, but stays in the background with some citrus. The base is where it actually goes and aligns itself to the original Encre Noire. Encre Noire original, as you know, is a very dark, inky vetiver, very gothic smelling vetiver. This one starts becoming like that after about, say, 6 hours, I would say. So the base has got Haitian vetiver, it's got bourbon vetiver, cashmere wood, and musk. I don't get the musk too much, but I get the beautiful vetiver. I'm a massive fan of all types of vetiver. This one is a more darker, earthy vetiver in its dry down. Beginning is zesty, lemony, beautiful, beautiful fragrance, very fashionable as well. Next on my list is a classic English fragrance. I love this to bits. Geo F. Trumper Sandalwood Cologne. Why I love this is it's unique. Of all these fragrances, either they have citrus, either they have vetiver, but this one uses sandalwood. If you're a massive fan of sandalwood, this is an amazing fragrance. It's actually very, very strong. What I like about this fragrance is it uses the note of sandalwood with some floral notes and leather. So it's very classy, it oozes class. Also remember, it's a very strong fragrance. So if you go more than 2 or 3 sprays, you might smell a bit skanky. So remember that, keep that in mind. Tremendous longevity, minimum 10 hours. Under your shirt, you will actually smell it next day. The longevity on this one is phenomenal. I get at least 12 to 16 hours every time I wear this. But I don't live in a very hot country, so I'm assuming you'll get at least 8 hours, if not more. This one though, I have no doubts in my mind that it will get a full day, at least 10 to 12 hours. Try this, not talked about a lot, Geo F. Trumper Sandalwood Cologne. Well, next on my list is aimed at the younger people. It's actually timeless. It's Nautica Voyage. What do I have to say about this? This one is probably most talked about fragrance because it's a cheapie. Yeah. If you like CK1, if you like Chrome Azzaro, you will like this. It's got a very seafronty, aquatic. Now, my problem with aquatic fragrances is I really don't like the fishy sea note. That puts me off. This one doesn't have that fishy sea note. It has some sort of a damp, woody feel to it. Also, in the opening, it has this cucumber type note, which is ideal for high heat. It's ideal for all age groups, and this will easily last 12 plus hours. Tremendous longevity. I hear this has been reformulated. The cap is the differentiating factor, I believe. I have this cap, which is a plastic cap. I get easily 12 to 16 hours. So if you're in a very hot country and if it's very humid, I imagine it to be at least 8 hours, if not more. I'd be very surprised if you don't get the longevity that I get. I live in England. I easily get about 16 hours. So I'd be surprised if you get anything less than that or anything less than half of that. Next on my list is a top favorite of mine. This is a sure shot winner in high heat. Why? The top is lime actually, and mint. The middle is a very refreshing rum, and the end of this fragrance is vetiver. Now, if you spray this on your shirt, you'll get the vetiver pronounced. If you spray this on your skin, you'll get the mint and the lime pronounced. This has got amazing longevity. It's called Guerlain L Eau De Boisse. I don't know whether you can see it properly. You should be able to see it. It's a green juice. I'm going to review this in detail very shortly. But my personal opinion about this fragrance is it's an amazing winner. High heat, high humidity, no problem. Any age group, no problems. Longevity, easy 12 hours, easy. Under your skin, it'll last you full day. In fact, the top 5 fragrances in this list, up till Habit Rouge, they all last you all day under your shirt. So there you have it, folks. 10 fragrances for you for very high heat, very high humidity. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do give it a like, please, and do subscribe. Till next time, AC signing off. Namaste. Bye bye.